I sat there in the quiet that follows death. Her perfume still lingered on the pillow, sweet, familiar, cruel. In my hand, an envelope. Her handwriting, gentle, deliberate. But the name written on the front wasn't mine. It was Daniel, my best friend. The man I had accused in silence 1,000 times. My chest burned as I opened it. I was ready to find proof. Proof that the two people I trusted most had destroyed me. But instead, I found something else. A truth that shattered me, far deeper than betrayal ever could. You want to know what the letter said? Then let me take you back to where it all began. Daniel and I grew up together. He was more than a friend. He was family. We survived the same storms, the same heartbreaks. When I met Claire, he was the one who convinced me she was the one. And he was right. At least, that's what I believed. Until I started seeing ghosts in every glance she gave him. It began with little things. His name lighting up her phone. The way she smiled softer when he spoke. And I changed. I stopped being her husband and became her warden. Every word she said I twisted into suspicion. She'd reach for my hand and I'd pull away. She'd say, "I love you." And I'd hear, "I'm sorry." She kept trying to save me. Through dinners I ignored, texts I never replied to, mornings I left without a word. And still, she smiled. Until the night she didn't come home. A drunk driver, that's what the police said. But all I heard was, she died before I could prove I was right. After the funeral, the house was too quiet. Every room screamed her name. I started cleaning her vanity, and that's when I found it. The letter, addressed to Daniel. My hands shook as I ripped it open, half in anger, half in fear. I expected lies. I expected betrayal. But I didn't expect this. Greater than, "Daniel, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone. Please don't let him find out. The doctors say it's spreading faster. I can't let him see me like this. He's fought too much already. I need him to live without fear, even if it means lying to him." I froze. She wasn't hiding love. She was hiding pain. Not her affair, but my illness. The blood test I'd skipped. The fatigue I blamed on work. It wasn't her who was dying. It was me. She and Daniel were protecting me, keeping the truth from me, so I wouldn't lose the will to live. And the cruelest part? The last thing I ever said to her was, "If you loved me, you'd stop lying." Turns out love was the reason she did. For days I couldn't speak. I just sat in the dark, reading that letter again and again until the ink blurred with my tears. Everything I thought I knew about her, about Daniel, about myself, was wrong. Daniel came to see me later that week. His eyes were red, tired, hollow. He didn't defend himself. He just said, "She made me promise to protect you." And for the first time I understood. Sometimes love doesn't show itself in words, but in silence. That night I burned my old journals, the ones filled with anger and jealousy. I quit the job that had kept me chained to bitterness. I packed a bag and drove to the coast, the place she always said she wanted to retire to. And for the first time in years, I watched the sunrise without resentment. I whispered to the wind, "You can rest now, Claire. I finally understand." Of course people talked. They always do. Some said Daniel and I were covering something up. Others whispered that guilt had broken me. But I didn't care anymore. For the first time, I wasn't trying to explain myself to the world. Let them believe what they want. I had already found peace, the kind that only comes after losing everything that once defined you. Now I visit her grave every Sunday. I bring lilies, her favorite, and I talk to her. I tell her about the book I'm writing, about the sunsets she's missing, about how Daniel's finally learning to laugh again. The letter stays in my drawer, not as evidence, but as a reminder. Sometimes love protects by lying. Sometimes silence speaks louder than truth. And sometimes, the person you doubt most is the one who loved you the deepest. If this story touched you, remember this. Love doesn't always look honest. Sometimes it looks like silence, distance, or even deception. But behind it, there's mercy. Have you ever discovered a truth too late to say thank you? Share your story in the comments. And if this one stayed with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay. Because some stories deserve to be felt, not just heard.